Hey guys, what's up? It's Trent with the Bully Barn. We have our Twix Pompey puppies right here. They're 2.5 days old. I just removed the dew claws off of them, and I do want to talk about something real quick. I know in the previous video, we discussed the last 2 years, we've only had one breeding. So 14 out of 15 breedings that we did not take. The one breeding that we did have that took was a 2-pup litter off of Bowser and Rory. So the reason for that, guys, somehow, somewhere, some way, we contracted strep, and we also contracted E. coli. I'm not exactly sure how and when that happened, because we go to dog shows every now and then. Like when we have something that's undeniable, we don't chase the show ring like crazy. The last couple years, we've really been wanting to just kind of focus on moving forward, the next generation. We've had the 3rd generation now, for a while. We're trying to get that 4th. And it's just been 2 years of nonsense. So how we figured out was, obviously we had breedings that didn't take. Time and time again, you put money into it, progesterone testing, surgicals, not C-sections. I wish we were doing C-sections. But anyway, stud fees, all that stuff. Taking care of the dogs, feeding the dogs, all of that for 2 years, basically with no income from that, no profit from that at all. And to do what we do have to have profit no matter what. As a breeder, you're not going to sit here and take care of 10, 15 dogs for free forever, and not get anything out of it. And obviously, if you're breeding dogs, you're going to be getting rid of dogs, okay? When you're doing that, you do have to have some profit come in. That's what's kind of allow you to keep doing what you're doing. So, like I said, guys, we've had 2 years of basically hardship, trying to figure out what's going on. Time and time again, I had said, hey, something's wrong. Something's wrong. We went to multiple vets. We did surgicals with frozen, surgicals with freshly chilled semen, surgicals with fresh semen. We've done straw AIs. I mean, you name it, we've done it. We've tried every different thing we could try, and we just kept having, what some would call, I'm not gonna, say any names or whatever, but some would call a stream of bad luck. That bad luck was, a little bit longer of a stream than we intended to be. So with that being said, guys, we're super excited. We did find out, because we got a culture swab done. They take a swab with a big cube tip or whatever. They send it off to the lab, and they test and see, they do a sensitivity scan. And that is a test to see which antibiotics fight the strep and E. coli the best. And usually you just have like one problem, like one bacteria that's causing you issues. And what was happening was our females would come in heat. We would track PG numbers, breed at the perfect time and everything, but the semen would never make it to fertilize the egg because the bacteria was either killing off the eggs or killing off the semen. We're not really exactly sure. But we're super stoked because we figured out what's going on. We figured out what's wrong. It's been a long stretch, and I really appreciate all of our clients that have kind of hung in there with us, and they've kind of known and understood, like, hey, we're trying, we'll move you to another litter. We're trying, we'll move you to another litter. We have a couple that really hung in there for a while with us on the lock-ins that they had on certain litters, and we really greatly appreciate that, guys. So I'm going to move on from that and just say, no matter what you do, as a breeder, you're going to have issues. You're going to have things that you come across. You're going to have females that have PIO almost every time they come in heat. You're going to have puppies. Some pass away. You may get E. coli in the whelping box. We've dealt with that before. You may get puppies aspirating and that, develops into pneumonia. You may have puppies pass just from, fading syndrome, that they call it. You might have some water on the brain on a pup or two here and there. You might have a puppy that gets injured. We've had that multiple times. That's one thing that happened with Twix when he was young, which we let our dogs be dogs. We're never going to not let our dogs play and be dogs, play with each other, play a little rough. Twix got hurt on the spring pole, right there. Hurt his front left leg, and, it kind of affected that gait. So the first show that we ever went to with Twix, he did get 2 first-place ribbons, and that was with a limp. We haven't been back since, because he just kind of like, every time he does something kind of crazy, he'll kind of like, not re-hurt it, but kind of tweak it again, where he limps for like a day, and then after that, he's great. But you guys see video on him. He's still a freak athlete. He's fine. He's living a great, healthy, fun life here. But like I said, guys, you're going to have hardships. That's going to happen. This is a tough one for us because it's been 2 years of it, and we want to move on from that now. Like I said, we figured out what was going on. We ended up having 𝒉 and 𝐒 in the uterus, and both of those are very highly contagious. And that's why all the females, they drink out of the same water. You know, we have a water tub, little water trough outside. We always keep fresh water in it. Well, all of them drink out of the same one. So, you know, it's inevitable. They were all going to contract it, and they were all going to get it. So, like I said, guys, we've spent a lot of time, a lot of money for the last 2 years trying to get females pregnant, trying to do breedings, you know, wasted a couple stud fees here and there and whatnot. But that's just part of it. You're going to deal with these types of things. Maybe not this severe, but just know that you're going to come across some hard times, and you just have to fight through that and get through that. I just have a niche for what I do, and, you know, I guess I could say I'm a little bit lucky, whatever, but I have a passion for this, and nothing's ever going to stop me from doing what I do because I love what I do. So anyway, guys, that's what we had. So if you have problems with your females getting pregnant, or you have something going on, you may go get a swab done on your female when she comes in heat and send it off to the lab and just see if you have anything. If you have a female that's maybe, because I've got some buddies that have had a couple females that have had, you know, trouble getting pregnant. Like, they've bred them twice, and they're like, oh man, I'm gonna breed a third time, and if she doesn't take this time, I'm just gonna pet home her. And I've told them the same thing. I'm like, hey, just go get a swab done on her. See if she's got some kind of bacteria or something like that. Okay, guys, now on to the litter. Super soaked. We got 5 females, 1 male. All right. I did just remove the dew claws on these. So if you see like a little scab or whatever on the inside of the leg, it's not a big deal. They're fine. They don't even feel it. I'm going to start off with, see if I can find the boy. We have, I think this is him. Yep, this is him. So here's the boy. These pups are looking great so far. All of them are chocolate tries. Super cute little pups. They already have nice little top skulls on them. Looking good. That's the 1 male that we have available on this one. All the rest are going to be females, and I'm just going to hold 2 of them up at a time. Okay, we've got these 2. And also, I wanted to show you guys. You guys can see on this little female here, she has 1 eye that is kind of swollen. Can you guys see that on the camera? We have 2 that are like that. She's got 1 eye that's swollen there. That is something else that we're not 100% sure on, but it's actually pretty common. It's just an infection, an eye infection, and they have been treated for it, so they'll get better. This female has the same thing here. You can see she's moving around a lot, but her left eye is a little swollen. We have 2 out of the 6 that have that, and they, like I said, they've already been treated. We've already got medication for them. They're on antibiotics for 5 days, and it'll be fine. It's not a big deal. But we do believe that the 𝒉 and 𝐒 in the uterus while they're developing could maybe have caused that. I know that sometimes they say, like, as puppies develop, their little nails and stuff can, like, scratch and poke their eye and whatnot, like, while they're in the womb. And that can kind of cause some of that stuff or whatever. I've done a little bit of research on it, but, I mean, it's pretty common. It happens, but like I said, they're being treated for it. You can kind of notice it. But anyway, like I said, guys, this is we think another issue from having the 𝒉 and 𝐒, because when we bred Pompey, when she came in heat, we did a culture swab. We sent that out to get it tested. By the time it got back to us and we found out which antibiotic to use, which is called 𝐶𝒚, that antibiotic, we actually gave her her first dose of antibiotic about 3.5 hours after we did the surgical with her and Twix. And she still took and had 6 puppies. So, huge news, awesome. But we do think the 𝒉 and 𝐒 is a possible reason why we have the 2 eye infections. But like I said, they're being taken care of. So if you guys see this on any of your pups, don't freak out. It's just an eye infection. It can be easily taken care of. But this is one of the females. She's really badass. Beautiful girl. We already showed you these 2. These are the 2 smaller ones here. Okay. This one girl. This is the one girl that has the little eye infection there. This one has a little bit of white. I think she's the only one that has white on her face. But those are 2 of the smaller girls. Super cute though. And then I'll pick up the other 3 females. all at once. Why not? But like I said, guys, we are super stoked. We got 5 females. I mean, it's not often you get a heavy female litter. I feel like most litters are always like heavy males, or it's like half and half. But this is a heavy female litter. Super awesome. And like I said, they're all colored up. So we're super stoked about that as well. But that is our pups off of Twix and Pompey. Like I said, they are 2.5 days old. We just removed the dew claws on all of them, and they're doing great. Besides the 2 eye infections that we have, which we think is a product of having the strep and E. coli, but we're fighting through that as well. We're just really happy to have some pups on the ground and be moving forward. We have some really nice up-and-comers. We got a recent update pic today of our 4-month-old Twix and Venusaur son named Jagger. I'm gonna post him up. This pedigree is very similar to that pedigree, and we may even post up the other pedigree so you guys can like compare the two. Really, really heavy grim on the female side, and then obviously Twix is the father of the Twix and Venusaur pups, and Twix is also the father of the Twix and Pompey pups, which are right here. So very similar pedigrees, but we're gonna show you guys Jagger so you guys can check him out. He's a phenomenal pup. He's 4 months old, gonna be very, very short. Got a nice short back, beautiful top line, good bone. You can see Twix in him, but you can also see a little bit of Venusaur, a little bit of that heavy grim in there. Love it, looking really good. We're super stoked about him. We also have Elvis. We are gonna let him go on a co-own, but it's not really a co-own. We just wanna be able to use him in-house, which is probably only gonna be 2 or 3 times. It is hard to let him go because he's such a beautiful dog, and I think he's easy grand champion material. I know he'll champ without a doubt. He is super nice. He's off a Grand Champion Shamrock, daughter, bred to Twix, another Twix son. Y'all keep sleeping on Twix, I'm telling you. Y'all better watch out. We got some good productions coming. I'm super stoked to show you guys. And we also have some more coming soon. And I can't wait to keep a female off this and show you guys that as well. But, like I say, guys, Elvis, he is available. We just want access to use him in-house whenever we want, which is probably only going to be a couple times because he's one of those studs where, like, you know, if I'm missing out on one thing or the other or whatever I need that he may have, and he's off of Twix, so he's a 3rd generation bully barn pup, I'll probably incorporate and bring him back in at some point or some time. But I'm gonna have to have the correct pairing, you know, the right female to pair him to. And I don't necessarily have that right this moment. So that's one reason why we're okay with letting him go. But I have changed my mind on it a couple times already because I post him up and I'm like, hey, I got a co-own. And I'm like, then I'll let him out and I'm sitting here watching him. I'm like, nah, I can't let him go. It is hard for me to let Elvis go, but I'm good with letting him go. He's a super nice dog. Whoever gets him is going to be super happy with him. He's got a great temperament. He's very confident. He stacks well. He's leash trained, and the boy's meant for the show ring, I'm telling you. And he's going to be absolutely massive. If I had to guess, I would say he's probably going to be about 105 to 110 pounds. And that's like, I think, minimum. He's huge. He's massive. Probably 26.5 to 28 inch head, I would say. He's phenomenal. So if you're interested in Elvis, hit the inbox. These pups, we have availability on these. So if you want something, be sure to let us know. We do have other customers that we had locked in on other litters that have said, hey, give me a couple days, I'll let you know. So we kind of told them, hey, first come, first serve. If you have the money right now, great. If you don't, no big deal. Just wait and pay it off or do a payment plan or whatever. So there is availability here, guys. Let us know if you're interested. Follow us on Instagram at bully.barn.b. Follow us on Facebook at bullybarn. Do not forget to like, subscribe. If you guys have any other questions, be sure to comment below. We do want to get back on here and start talking about some other content that we could post, that we could talk about. I've done a couple podcasts lately that have been pretty neat. I've got another one next weekend on Instagram that I'm looking forward to. Actually, I think it's this weekend, I believe. He'll remind me though. Anyway, guys, that's a wrap for this video. I wanted you guys to see these pups. They're super nice. We're stoked. We did go through a little rough patch, but we're through that. Back on the map. It ain't no biggie. It's what we do, guys. My number is 405-568-6846. If you guys have any questions, feel free to text or call. Other than that, you guys have a good one.